So, hi. My name is Yehwan. I'm a developer and designer currently based in Seoul. And today I want to talk about how can we have like a wider perspective by approaching it differently. So before I actually start talking about the project that I'm working on, I first want to share some of the projects that I have done so far, so then you can understand what kind of practice that I'm focusing on these days. So this is my website. So I'm making a website and design a website. But I'm thinking about how can we make a website more focused on the contents rather than using the same templates. So for example, you can think of the website that have two sides and can rotate if the contents have like a front side information and the back side information. Or you can think of the website that has 3D graph on the landing page, so then you can see the contents of it with a 3D graph, instead of having a conventional menu bar. Or the website maybe have like a floating numbers on its landing page. Each of the number can be work as a button. So if you click the button, you can go to the detail page. Or we can think of some sort of puzzle. So the website is readable in certain ratio. So you have to scale the screen in order to read the contents inside there. Or maybe even more, website can capture itself and archive it on the right side if the website is about archiving kind of thing. We can even imagine some sort of falling down, or like a website that you have to measure for finger in certain buttons, and it activates and shows the contents below your fingers. So it's intentionally hard to use. So these are the practices that I'm working on these days. I'm thinking about how can we make a website based on the contents rather than using the same templates. And for sure, there are people asking me like, why does it need it? It's just really hard to use. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to achieve from doing this? For me, technology looks like this. It's like a never-ending developing. It's like a tower that so many people like involved to build it, and it's building so fast. It's like under-controllable. But as you know, we are living in the three-dimensional space. We can look up, but we can also look around. We can add the layers on the top of that tower, but we can also think about how can we use it in a different way. We can just step back and look around what kind of tool is approachable for us, and just thinking about how can we use this tool in a different way. I'm going to show you some example. I think this project can be one good example. This is a hidden letter project using the website cache. So if you use the website, if you enter the website, your device such as smartphone or desktop actually saves some part of your website, which is called cache. In order to make it fast when you enter the same website twice or even more. This is very interesting because it means the data is saved on your local desktop, so it loads the information even though it's offline. Instead of showing this dinosaur, if we use this cache, we can still load some part of the website. And this is more fascinating because it's just a part of the website, which means we can make some sort of website which looks like this on its online, but if it's offline, it might look like this. You know, when we use the cache, we can make a website on online, but if you turn off the Wi-Fi, it might look like this. Even like this case, we can make a website look like this way, but if you turn off the Wi-Fi, you can maybe show some hidden object inside there. And using this cache, I ended up making this sort of the website, which is full of patterns of axes. Each axis on the website is a different file, different images with a different file name. And I said some of those axes will be saved as a cache and some are not. So in the end, website looks like this, but if I turn off the Wi-Fi, it starts to show like a hidden letters, because those are the saved as a cache and then the others are not. But if I turn on the Wi-Fi, then it returns to the original state. It's a mobile version of the same website. So if I turn off the Wi-Fi, it shows the hidden letters. What's the one example? I want to show some more examples. Instead of actually building the code, even though you don't know how to work with the code, you can even think about the ready-made tools and play with it. If you use the web map, such as Google Map or any other map platform, you can actually realize you can see the different information based on the zoom level. So if you zoom in, you see more detailed information, but if you're zooming out, then you can see like a bigger information there. But for some information, if you set it as a marker, you can realize that the information or the marker looks the same, it's the same scale in different zoom level. So from that point, I can make something like this. I call it rainbow behind clouds. And I didn't code anything in here. I just play with my map function of map and just set the marker in my personal shape. Or even we can think about this kind of thing. We can ask questions like, why does the scroll bar look like straight? Whereas when we walk on the street or when we are climbing, it never can be straight. So we can even imagine some sort of the scroll bar which might look like this. Just imagine what if it looks like this. Same side with a mobile version. And the other example, when I'm using the mobile website, I always feel like it really similar to the poster. First of all, it has like that vertical ratio. And secondary, it's approachable. Like for the website, if you have the link to the website, you can just enter there using your smartphone, which goes well with the poster, which is for like advertising events or festival. And the goal of the poster is to reach out as many people as possible. And also, it's like communicatable. So when you're using the website through mobile, if you press the button, it shows a reply. And the poster as well, it's the tool for visual communication. So it goes well with the poster. So I started to think about like, how can we use the web browser, not even make a full website, but use it as a poster. So I started making this sort of interactive poster. These are the posters for the Korean character exhibition happened in Seoul, South Korea. Then again, people ask me like, why is this needed? Why do you want to do this? What do you want to achieve from doing this? And I always answer like, I don't really trying to achieve something. There might be no goal. Like I'm just trying things out. This is about like adding a diversity and adding options rather than adding layers on the top of the tower. When we think about technology, when we think about especially web design and web development, I think people are so much obsessed with making it easy as possible, making it as fast as possible. People should not lose in any single seconds when they first enter the website. They know where the menu bar is, they know where is what. But that ended up using the same templates and same structure, same icons, which in the end, users in the end lose the content, lose the content awareness, and just repeat the action that they trained to do. And I feel really frustrated with that. I always say, website can be looked like this. Website can have menu bar like this, but it can be like this as well. Users can end up choosing this because it's more obvious and it's more easy to understand. But it's still meaningful that there was an option. When we are opening up for the open design or open code, we can think about adding layers on the top. We can make it better. We can develop it better. But I always say we should aware the importance of diversity. We can open up, just share the idea instead of adding layers on there. Thank you.